Hi everyone, this is Silver Violet Flame and my name is Debs. This is going to be a pick a pile reading on removing your energetic blocks so we can discover what it is keeping you in that loop. As I have in the little ticker down below, this is the year of 2025. The energy is set for you to go in and move with ease those loops, those cycles that you have been in that have been keeping you stuck basically. I was just looking over my live last night, and a lot of the messages from your loved ones was move on, get out of that loop, get out of that cycle. Um, it's no surprise to me that that's the basis of the messages that come in because the energy is set with a number 9. After that is a number 10. That's going to be next year. That's going to be when you actually do all those things that you promised yourself that you would do. But this year we have to really focus on it. We have to look at it and we have to create the space for our manifestations. So when we remove these energetic blocks, what we are really doing is clearing out old stagnant energy in your energetic field and creating the space for the new and the manifestations and all those wonderful things that you want to create and incorporate into your life. You need to make room for them. If you don't address it, it'll just bypass you, in my opinion. And Spirit is really pushing us this year to do it. So, with all that being said, we're going to begin our pick a pile. I will put the timestamps below for you to make it a bit easier. If you want to take a wee bit of a time and think of the number you want to pick between 1 and 3, and we'll go ahead and we'll do pile 1. So what have we got for my pile 1, please, Spirit? What is their energetic block? And that one fell on the floor. And it is an ancestral wound. Let's see what comes out with it. I'm going to do 2 for each. What can we have to go with that? True self-disconnection. I'm just going to read them out for you. So if you're feeling this, this will show up as recurring patterns of fear, trauma, or limitations passed down through generations, often without conscious awareness, may manifest as struggles with money, relationships, health, or feelings of unworthiness, carrying unresolved emotional baggage from ancestors that shapes your present reality. Sometimes, as the card says, we don't know about this, and it's just something that if we look back and we do our ancestry line, we can see that there's a pattern of it. Maybe it's abuse, maybe it's just limitation and lack around finances. It could be anything, and the one that come out with it, needing to address true self disconnection, will show up as feeling lost, out of touch with your authentic desires, or disconnection from your true purpose. This blockage may lead to confusion about your identity, as well as difficulty making choices that align with your core values and passions. Because if you don't really understand who you truly are, you can't really manifest the life that you really desire. So what they're saying here is you need to look into ancestral wounds, things that run in your family. And say if you're adopted or something like that and you're not too sure what they are, this is why this work is so invaluable, because it will reveal it for you. So I'm just going to take a wee drink and then we're going to break it down with the tarot. Okay. First of all, I'm going to ask Archangel Metatron to give us a card to help us concentrate more on what we want to focus on a deeper level for my pile 1. Endings, you are held. So a lot of you who are watching may be at a time when the space has been created for you to go in a different direction. But you can't feel that you're stuck in this loop. And it's down to the ancestral wound. And also, how can you create a new life for yourself if you're not aware of who you truly are? A lot of people who come to me, I would say the majority of them, they are all wrapped up in their identity because they really just want to understand themselves on a deeper level, because that is so empowering when you really understand who you are. It brings expansion and growth. It lets go of limitation and lack. It gives you that new power, that new presence within yourself. So, what was it at the bottom of the deck? Joy. Can't make this up. So there's a lot of joy coming in for you, pile one. Joy and happiness. Know that you're held in this time when you don't know. Perhaps there has been something sudden, a sudden change in your life. Perhaps you've had a loss. With this endings card, usually in my experience, this is a time for people who have gone through a loss, or who have perhaps lost their job, or perhaps are going into retirement, or perhaps they've just newly awakened and their whole life has been turned upside down, and they know inside that there's a purpose for them, but they don't really know how to go about it because they haven't really discovered their authentic self yet, and they have the added burden of this ancestor wound. So let's break it down with the tarot and see what we've got. I just want to give these a good shuffle. I was using them last night for my past loved ones readings, which were beautiful, by the way. Check them out. They're up if you want to see how I do them. We're going a lot deeper into the energy that comes through. All right, so let's go. So please give me some more information as to how this ancestral wound is affecting my pile one, please. It's a death card. So you can see the Ten of Cups is upside down there. So this is the family, also, of course, tied in with the ancestors, but it's upside down and it requires some change. The process has been slow with the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is very dependable. He gets the job done, but he goes at his own pace. So what they're saying is, in order for you to transform, which is what the Death card is all about, you need to really look into understanding yourself, which is going to bring on these changes with the Knight of Pentacles. But he's just, see the way the horse isn't moving in the Knight of Pentacles? We want to get you to speed that up so that you can really truly connect with your inner world and bring on all those changes. So give me a card for each one, please. There's one come out. Three of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so it's time for you to break away from a group that you're just feeling. I feel like a lot of you are awakening. This is like, to me, it feels like you're going through an awakening process, and the community that you're in isn't serving you anymore, because the Three of Pentacles in reverse is, you know, working on your own and finding a new pathway for yourself, which ties in with this endings we are held. So in order to address this ancestral wound, you need to break the chain of just following the path of what is expected of you, is what I'm getting. It's like, well, this is what we've always done in our family. So, you know, this is expected of you to do the same. And not that our ancestors and parents don't want the best for us. It's more of a protective thing, and it is more of an old-fashioned thing as well. So this is breaking the chains of that. And when you're doing that, you're healing down your family line as well. So you're breaking this ancestral wound for your children and your children's children. So give me a card, please, to go underneath that Knight of Pentacles, please. The Hanged Man in reverse. So it's time to surrender. It's time to let go. You've looked at the thing in a different way, and it's time now to act upon it. You've done the slow and steady wins the race with that Knight of Pentacles, but it's time now to surrender that narrow pathway thinking of this is what I must do. This is the way it's always be. If I go outside of that line, there's going to be some kind of disaster, because when it's in your wounds, when it's in your ancestral wounding, it's in your DNA. But it's only by addressing it on an energetic level that we can actually remove it. And when you do that, what happens is you discover the truth of who you are. So let's look at that 10 of Cups in reverse. So this is basically being unhappy in not having your dreams fulfilled, basically. It's okay, you've got perhaps your family and your home, but there's something inside of you that's missing, and you really are searching for it. And perhaps something has come to an end, and you're just, what's coming for me. So give me the card for underneath that, please. The Empress in reverse. So again, the Empress in reverse, she feels very dependent on others. She hasn't got her independence, but now is the time for her to really start to step into it. And when she addresses these wounds, these ancestral wounds, and her identity wounds, and discovers the truth of who she is, when I do these energetic block sessions, I can tap into your purpose and tell you your purpose and say, well, this is what Spirit is bringing forward for you. Do you want to act on that? Do you want me to help you remove that dense energy within you to create the space for you to actually step in to your true divine self, your authentic self, to stop hiding? Because it's like you're hiding within the family. So let's ask how things are going to change for you when you do this. I'm trying to pick the right deck for you. I think it's this one. The one I'm called to. Okay. Sacred Power deck. So give me a card to show me how my pile one are going to see their new authentic selves when they address this ancestral wound. Okay. Just one card, please, for my pile one. Intimacy. Now, intimacy doesn't always mean intimacy with a partner. This intimacy that they're talking about is the intimacy you have with yourself. It's about this true self-connection. See how it's all tying in? So you're going to have this wonderful understanding of yourself, pile one. You're going to have a new passion lit within you that's going to enable you to actually go on a path of self-discovery, is what I'm feeling. What a lovely message. So that's what we've got for you, pile one. Let's move on to pile two and see what your energetic wounds are. Pile 2. All right. Okay. Could I please have 2 cards from my pile 2 and show me what their energetic blocks are? Pile 2, please. Envy wound. Interesting. Next one goes with that, please. Emotional repression. Okay, let me just read them out for you. Needing to heal an envy wound will show up as feelings of jealousy or resentment towards others' success, possessions, or qualities. It may manifest as comparing yourself to others, feeling inadequate, or experiencing bitterness, often rooted in a lack of self-worth or unmet desires. And I think all of us have felt like that at some stage in our lives. Needing to address emotional repression will show up as a difficulty expressing or acknowledging your emotions, leading to numbness, frustration, and a sudden emotional outburst. It may manifest as a tendency to suppress feelings, avoid confronting emotional pain, or a fear of vulnerability, often resulting in internalized stress or unresolved emotional issues. So those 2 go together. All right. Let's ask Archangel Metatron to give us a deeper expression for these wounds and what needs looked into. Okay, for my pile 2. Conquering fear starts today. So you may find pile 2 that you're afraid of stepping out of your comfort zone because you're afraid of being a failure, is what they're giving me. And what happens then is we get so internally withdrawn that we lack the ability to express ourselves, because we're also afraid that we're going to be made to feel unworthy. And it's these 2 wounds here have a big impact on your confidence. So what we're going to do again is break it down with the tarot, give them a good shuffle. And we'll see what more they can give us for you, pile 2. So you might find, pile 2, that you're quite quiet and you maybe being the type that sat at the back of the classroom and didn't speak, or if you're in a group, you're not the one that speaks out. You're not exactly a person who takes leadership. That doesn't mean to say that that's always going to be the case. Far from it. A lot of these wounds that we have here are just something we have to overcome in this lifetime in order to step into the time when we can embrace them. And then we set the example for others by doing so. Okay. Could I have cards for the envy wound, please, for my pile 2? Thank you. There we go. 3 cards. Queen of Swords in reverse. That's the lack of communication again. 6 of Cups in reverse. That's feeling stuck. And the Death card. And this wee card wanted to come out as well. The Sun in reverse. So it's like you've been hiding, pile 1. It's like everybody's, far more worthy than me. I can't do this. I can't do that. I haven't had the same opportunities. How can I speak out for myself? In the past, I was always the one who hid. But they're telling you that with the Death card, that's that's coming to an end now, because when you put things like that to rest, what happens is there can only be expansion and growth, because all that limitation, all that lack, all that self-loathing a lot of the time that comes with an envy wound, when that goes, the release of the new energy coming in and the actual experience of what you've never actually experienced before is so enlightening and joyful that the only thing that can happen is transformation. So it is in letting go that you actually receive, and you come out of the darkness where you've always been hidden, and feel like these are two cards of the child for you, pile two. Feel like this has been deeply rooted in you as a child, this envy wound. And maybe you were told as a child that you couldn't have certain things, or money doesn't grow on trees, or this isn't for you, this is for other people. Our family isn't like that. That kind of thing. You get the idea. So let's look into the emotional repression wound that goes along with it. So that's a fear of being vulnerable and internalizing your emotions. And like sometimes you just feel numb with that emotional repression, and you don't really know when it's appropriate to express your emotions, so you don't express them at all. So give me some further clarification on that, please, through the tarot. The Hermit. Again, going within, feeling you don't have the equipment within you to actually express yourself, spending a lot of time alone. Waiting, Seven of Pentacles with a deck broke. Waiting for your ship to come in, waiting for your seeds to grow, waiting for your time. Let's see what else they give us. Nine of Wands in reverse. So this is like being really overwhelmed and overly defensive about yourself, just being really guarded and exhausted with all of it. Because that's what emotional repression does. It ties up our energy, and it means that we don't even have the physical capabilities to do things, because everything's connected. It's not only your feelings, it's your physicality, it's your mindset, it's all of those things. So what do all those together give you? Fear of speaking out, fear of expressing yourself. Where does that keep you? It keeps you in a place where you're afraid to express. You don't even know who you can allow yourself to be vulnerable with. And a lot of people think vulnerability is a weakness, and it is far from it. When you're vulnerable with people who can hold space for you, it's the most freeing thing. So this is about learning how to be vulnerable and knowing about how the strength in being vulnerable, knowing, having your boundaries set with who you can be vulnerable to, is going to set you free from that fear that you've been feeling. And often you will look at people and you will think, life is unfair. If you pick pile two, why has everybody else got that? Why can I not do that thing? Why? A lot of whys. But you can. It's just something that has been instilled in you from birth. And as I always say, there's no blame with this at all for the way our caretakers helped bring us up. It's just something that needs to be addressed, and as adults we have the mindset to be able to do that. It doesn't have to be that way all the time. It just doesn't. That's why we have these tools. So I'm going to get a sacred wisdom card here for you as well. And we're going to ask what it is that's going to set you free as soon as you address this wound, pile 2. We're going to ask, let me put that a better way, what you're going to experience after you have addressed these wounds. What is my pile 2 going to experience when they have addressed and released these wounds? Medicine. So the medicine card tells to me you're going to be able to understand your own process. You're going to be able to understand healing. You're going to be illuminated as to how everything works within your own process, how you have been dealing with your emotions in the past. It's like a light is going to be shone on how you have been conducting your energy from birth or from whenever this happened. It's medicine for the soul. And I feel like a lot of you, pile 2, will be woken up and you'll be going on a search of self-discovery. Medicine for the soul. What a beautiful, beautiful card to come out for you, pile 2. And we have the flower of life on there, which is all about expansion and growth. So pile 2, a lot of space is going to be created in your field for growth. And we have the dove of peace there, at the Holy Spirit coming in and bringing all these blessings forward with you. A lot of you might be into the shaman energy and you may be awakening up to that. You may always feel drawn to the shaman energy and the Native Americans. Doesn't have to be, but for some of you, I feel that that is the case. Okay, let's move on to pile 3 now. Thank you for that. So when you come and see me, what I do is with these energetic block sessions is I do some dowsing rods and I do some tarot as well, and I get all the answers that are needed. It's pre-recorded and I send it to you, and then you can ask me questions in the form of email. And then if you want to do a little 30-minute theta healing session, I put them on you, and it's just enough to shift this stuff, because at the minute everything's shifting really quickly. So it used to be I would have only done 60-minute sessions with the theta, but now I just changed for people who just want to do something maybe not costing as much or something quicker, and brought in 30 minutes for you. So let's go on to pile 3. So what are the wounds for pile 3? They're energetic blocks. Thank you. My pile 3. Energy imbalance. Okay. Next one. The one that goes with that, please. For pile 3. Devaluation wound. Okay, let's read the first one out. Needing to correct an energy imbalance will show up as physical, emotional, or mental exhaustion, feeling out of sync or drained, and struggling to find motivation or clarity. May manifest as mood swings, chronic stress, fatigue, or sense of being overwhelmed. A lot of people who have ME or what's that other one called, where people are in a lot of chronic pain and stuff like that. A lot of that is down to this energy imbalance that manifests as pain. Wish I could remember the name of it. I'm sure a lot of you know. The next one is needing to heal from a devaluation wound. This wound manifests as a feeling of being less than others, streaming from being idealized and then suddenly devalued. It often leads to self-criticism, fear of rejection, and difficulty accepting love or praise. There's a tendency to feel that one's worth is conditional or based in meeting others' expectations. This wound may lead to people-pleasing, self-sabotage, or a constant need for reassurance. Okay, so pile 3, if you've been feeling like you don't have enough energy to fill your day, perhaps you come home from work and you're just feeling like, why am I so tired? It's because there is an imbalance in your energy and you're trying to overcompensate all the time for yourself. And it's like you're feeling like, I'm not good enough, or I don't have the tools really to apply like others do. You may look at other people and compare yourself and say, how come they have the energy to do this? And how come they've got so much get up and can go to the gym in the morning and I can barely make it through the day? This is because there's something that needs to be addressed as regards self-worth. I feel like for a lot of you, this will go back into your childhood. We'll see what the cards say. Well, first of all, we'll get Archangel Metatron to help us deeper. So could I have a card for my pile 3, Archangel Metatron, to help us on a deeper level with pile 3? What have we got for them? What do we need to address here? This helps us go a bit deeper. Warrior of Light. So that's taking action. This is the sword of action. It's the sword of truth. It's the sword of having to feel that you have to defend yourself all the time. And also the silver color, it's about protection as well. So I think a lot of you might feel that you need to protect yourself. You feel quite vulnerable, and that's not really a nice feeling when you're out in the world. You feel devalued, as that card says, but the devaluation has come from something that has happened to you. But everything happens for us. Everything that happens for us. It happens for a reason, and that's what creates the change within us when you address it. Because we all chose to come here to learn these lessons. So give me tarot for the energy imbalance, please, to help my pile 3 understand. So there's the lack of sleep coming out straight away, the 9 of Swords. Okay, tell me more. The 10 of Cups and the Fool in reverse. So the Fool in reverse, the Fool in upright has lots of energy and he just goes and takes chances on himself. But with this energy imbalance, you're far from feeling like that. And with the 10 of Cups being in the middle, that's like, why am I not feeling like that? Why am I not feeling like, the 10 of Cups? I've got my home, I've got my family, I've got love in my heart, but still there's that imbalance, and you just can't quite put your finger on what it is. It's because there's an imbalance within your psyche about that, and it's affecting your mood, it's affecting your stress levels as well. but it's because you just don't feel you have the energy to address it. So tell me about this devaluation wound. Explain that a wee bit further, please, for my pile 3. We've got the Hangman in reverse and the Hermit. So that's, you need to let go. You need to surrender. And the Hermit takes time alone to think about these things, okay? So they really want you to go within and look at all the times when you've been feeling like this, when you've been feeling like there's a constant need for reassurance, a need to know when I'm doing the right thing. It leads to self-criticism. It's your inner critic just gets stronger and stronger, and you just feel like, I just can't really cope with this. And a lot of these people with wounds like this, what happens to them is they take like I don't even like using this phrase, but let me word it a different way. Like they wait until everything collapses, that things can't get any worse. And then it's a real cry for help. But that's why I'm here, to help you, to prevent yourself from getting there. So if you've been feeling really stressed and you've got no energy and it's turning into pain and you're taking lots of painkillers and you just feel overworked and over anxious and feel like you're not really coping with your daily life and your self-critic is taking over your mind, this is you, pile 3. So it's time to surrender and ask for help and address it. You're not getting enough sleep. You're not able to enjoy your family life, your love life, and you're just isolating yourself. Okay. So let's have a quick look at the devaluation wound, because my battery's starting to go a bit here. So we're just going to make this a wee bit quick. Devaluation. 6 of Cups. So you're stuck. You're totally stuck. You're stuck in the past. As I said, it's a loop and you just feel you can't get out of it. So your blindfolds are on. You don't know what to do. And you just feel unmotivated. Okay. And you need release. The Devil in reverse is at the bottom of the deck there. You need the release. And that's what happens. What happens is you just go, right, wait until you hit rock bottom, basically, what happens with this. And then nobody really wants that, do they? No. So we're getting one of the sacred wisdoms for you to see the change that this is going to bring in for you. Protection. So you're going to feel protected. You're going to feel secure. You're going to feel no longer like the wounded warrior. You're going to feel strong. You're going to feel armored. You're going to feel equipped to face whatever life's challenges are. When you're feeling like this, you just want to hide. You just want to crawl away. You just want to shy away from all the wonderful things in life because you think, this is me and things can't get any better. But this is the warrior of light, and there he come out for you, the warrior of light, coming out strong. This is the person who you truly are. So guys, I'm going to close it off there because I'm afraid of my battery going. I hope you enjoyed that. If you would like to book a session, please go ahead and do so. They're all on my website. You don't have to be with me. I send it all out to you. And then if you want to do a quick theta healing, little half an hour, we can do that. So thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Bye.